welcome back to a brand new video where today I'm really excited for today's video because today's video is all about, ladies and gentlemen, reviewing my neon Nintendo Switch. That's right guys, today's video is all about reviewing the brand new Nintendo Switch. And I've done a few videos already. I've done an unboxing video, I've done a setup video and a comparison video. So if you do want to see any of those videos so far, there will be a link guys down below or head over to the channel. But briefly in those videos I have been giving my impressions, review, etc. And a few people have been asking, you guys have been asking specifically for a review. Now this video is not going to be the most depth video out there. It's not going to be like, oh this is 1.25 blah 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 blah. It's just going to be some brief details, my personal experience, and whether or not you should buy one or not, and if you should, when is the best time to buy it, because currently there are a few issues out there. So if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts regarding the Nintendo Switch. I'm loving mine, and let me know if this review or video helps you out. But the first thing to talk about are the Joy-Con controllers. Now, ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, the guys from the press, were reviewing the system early, have said that there was a few sync issues with the left Joy-Con controller. Now, what this means is when you're playing on your TV, for example, you've got the Switch in the dock, and you want to use your left analog stick, it doesn't really work all the time. It's like, come on, left, 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 and you've got to resync it. So the left Joy-Con controller likes to desync. Touch wood, guys, touching wood right now, that my Nintendo Switch hasn't faced any of those issues, but apparently a load of people out there are facing that issue. So whether or not it's going to be a hardware recall, whether in Nintendo are like, right guys, we're going to recall our system, or hopefully, fingers crossed guys, they can actually do like a software update which will enable us to actually have a better connection with the left Joy-Con controller. Because a YouTuber, I don't know who it was, but someone actually checked it out and actually opened inside. The right one apparently had the antenna connected to a cable, but the other one had the antenna connected somewhere else, and apparently that could be why. So it could be a hardware thing, but you never know, maybe Nintendo can release a patch and actually fix the system, which should be pretty good. Now the next thing to talk about is the screen. Now the screen is actually pretty impressive. So it's a 720p screen, a 6.2 inch LCD screen, and it's multi-touch. So it's touch screen, you can control the screen by using your analog sticks and your Joy-Con controllers, and for me it's actually a really nice screen. Fair enough, it's only 720p, but if you do connect it to your TV, it is 1080p, so you do have best of both worlds. But overall, the screen is, very responsive, it's nice, it looks good, it's very readable, games play well, and overall, the screen of the Nintendo Switch, I would say it's flawless. The only downside is, I wouldn't mind 1080p, but that's my only, flaw regarding the screen of the Nintendo Switch. So talking about games, applications, the software, etc., the OS is very nice. You have to do a system update on day one. You don't have to, but there is a system update on day one, which I recommend you do to have access to online features, to the store, etc. I did post a video on the channel if you don't want to see that. Now, the operating system for the Nintendo Switch, for me, is flawless. It's fantastic. It reminds me of the PlayStation 4 OS. It's like literally left to right, have all your options there, and you can go in, it's very easy to navigate, and that's a wonderful thing, right? If the user interface is easy, then everyone's happy, right? As we're talking about the OS, one thing to note is the storage. So there's only 32 gigabytes of internal storage, however, you can use a micro SD card to actually expand the storage. And, you can use up to 2 terabytes, that's quite expensive, but, 32 gigabytes for me seems fine for a few games, but any more than a few games, then it's, definitely recommended to either have a new SD card or, delete a few, but, it's probably advised to buy a new SD card when you buy the Nintendo Switch. Now, the battery life is pretty decent for a gaming entertainment system. So the battery life lasts around 2.5 hours to 6.5 hours, quoted by the guys over at Nintendo. They said this, that the battery life will depend on the games you play. For instance, the battery will last around 3 hours if you're playing The Legend of Zelda. So just keep that in mind if you're reading the news or whatever, or taking screenshots. It's probably going to last, you know, the latter, right? It's probably going to last around 6 hours. But if you're playing games, it's probably going to last between 2.5 and 3 hours, which, you know, is not bad. But something to note, there was an advert for the Nintendo Switch, and he was on an aeroplane. I'm like, you know, most aeroplane journeys can, you know, can vary from 1 hour to like 24 hours. So, you know, charging, but hopefully obviously airplanes do have charging ports. But one thing to know, if you have seen the advert where the guy's sitting in the aeroplane seat and playing on this Nintendo Switch, you can use the Nintendo Switch as a stand. So you can take the Joy controllers off and you can have the Nintendo Switch as a stand, and you can play like that. Like, there's different ways of playing the Nintendo Switch on your TV, as a stand, and obviously as a handheld device. So overall, that's my brief review regarding the Nintendo Switch in terms of all its features. For me, it's a wonderful system. Now, the big question is would I recommend it? Now, if you think about getting one right now, I don't think you can because it's out of stock. However, you know, do I recommend getting one right now? Probably not. I would wait to hear back from Nintendo what we're going to do about the left Joy-Con controller. But overall, it's a great system. Now, my only issue with it is that you're not going to have the best games ever on there, right? I mean, when I say the best games on there, I mean, you're not going to get your Call of Duty, your Battlefields on there, etc. You know, you're going to more likely get your Mario Kart, your Zeldas, you know, your Pokemon, etc. And those games are fantastic for the Nintendo Switch. But if you're a guy out there who wants to play Call of Duty, Battlefield, Need for Speed, etc., to be honest, those games are obviously going to play better on your PS4 and your Xbox One. But for handheld gaming, this system is amazing. I'm honestly impressed with the Nintendo Switch. So to provide my consistent gamer review of the Nintendo Switch, I would give it between 7.5 and 8 out of 10. Now, the reason for that is that, you know, there's a few improvements in my eyes. I wish that the screen was 1080p rather than 720p. But, you know, that could be maybe a new update. Obviously, man, they can't do a patch update for, you know, 720p to 1080p. But you know what I mean. Maybe they could bring out, a newer model and it has 1080p screen. But, you know, overall, it's a great system. I wish there was more internal storage. And, you know, at the moment with the Joy-Con issue, I'm not facing any issues, but people out there around the world are. So that's, dropping the rating slightly. But overall, it plays well. I wish, guys, that there was a camera. Now, you're like, Matt, why should there be a camera? Well, I think, you know, if you're able to take photos to your avatars, there should be something on there which you can either, you can take screenshots, but you can't take pictures. And I wish you could either, have a camera on the back to take pictures, or, you know, just, I don't know, having a camera on there, I think would be pretty impressive. But let me know your thoughts, guys, down below regarding the Nintendo Switch. Overall, I think it's a pretty impressive system. But like I said, you know, if it had a better screen, more storage, maybe a camera even, that'd be pretty impressive. But if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to put a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts regarding the Nintendo Switch. But as always, have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Adios, chaps. Boom!